There are a number of reasons why you might not want to use Adobe Photoshop for image editing. It's a great application, but sometimes you want something a little simpler, or maybe you've already learned it and you come back to it after a few weeks or months and you forget everything that you learned before, or maybe you just don't have the budget for a paid app. So I'm going to show you in this video how to use the Pixlr E Advanced Editor. It's free and it runs in a browser, and you can do a lot of things that you can do with other image editors. So let's take a look. Don't get me wrong, Photoshop's a great tool. It just does everything, and sometimes you don't need everything. There's just too many tools and too many options. So before I get into actually showing you the Pixlr E Advanced Editor, this is the one that we're going to take a look at. Let me show you, well, you've already seen it actually. This is the video thumbnail. And we've got this ring-tailed lemur that I've cut out, and I'll show you how I did that. And then it's got this border around it, but can you see that it's semi-transparent there? It's slightly, not completely opaque. And then we've got some text here, and it's lined up. The width is lined up nicely with the second line here. The Pixlr logo actually is blue, so I've changed that to this orange to match this outline here. And also it's got another outline, and sometimes these are called strokes. You might have seen that in Photoshop. That's what they're called. Now we've got this background photograph, and it's blurry to look like it's in the background. Didn't start out blurry. Now we've got this kind of dark gray banner area to set off the text. So that's where we're headed. And let me move this over off screen. So at pixlr.com, that's Pixlr.com, we've got two main tools, Pixlr X and Pixlr E. Pixlr X is, let me jump in there and show you. This one's actually, if you wanted to use one of the templates, say you wanted to do an Instagram post or an Instagram story or Facebook post, Facebook story, Twitter post, etc. You could use one of these filters here to give you all of these templates. And you'll see these, here's a free banner or badge. And some of them have this sort of crown. It's like a blue crown. Let me see if I can find one. Those are the premium ones. Well, these are all free. So anyway, let's say we like this. Oh, there we go. There's a crown right there. So let me choose this one. Not that it's Thanksgiving, but I'll just click use this template. It'll load it in. And then we have access to change all of the assets here. So they've got this text layer here for Thanksgiving. And if I double click on that, let's see, we could do title goes here. And then let's see, I probably need to change the size of it to where it fits. I haven't really used this one very much, so you'll see me make a lot of mistakes. Subtitle, you get the idea. And we can change out this background photo. Then we can export it as a JPEG or whatever we need. And it looks like I need to change the size of this one too. You get the idea. So that's to use those templates. But if we open up another tab and then go back into Pixlr.com, we choose this advanced editor. This one's the one that's more like Photoshop, or more like one of the other image editing softwares that you might have used. So what we're going to do is we're going to make all of the component parts that make up this final image. So I'll go through all of that, and I'm not really an expert at this at Pixlr E. I've only used it a few times, but what I do find is if I kind of clumsily try to find my way, it's a whole lot easier to use this one than it is to use all of the tools and options for Photoshop. So let's jump into it and see what we can put together. So let's start a new Pixlr E session. And instead of opening that video thumbnail, I'm just going to do create new here. And I'm going to do 1920 by 1080. That's this one here, but you can choose any of these others. This is 1080 square. There's a 1280 by 720. You can actually put in your own dimensions here with the width and height and give it a name. I'm just going to click create. So now this checkered area here is the 1920 by 1080 work area. And the first thing that I want to do, oh, let me show you that this is paid for by ads. So this right sidebar here you'll see some ads. So the first thing we want to do is we want to, let me pull this over. So we want to import this background, this photo here. And let me pull that up here. So I'll do file. Let's see. I always have to poke around and take a look for this. Let's see. Layer. Add image as layer. I think that's what we need here. So now I've got my image. And it's just, it's too sharp and it's too colorful for a background. So let's see. I want to blur it. Let me see where that is here. Details, blur. So I clicked on filter, then details, blur. I'm just going to throw it off. Let me move this over here. I'm going to throw it off a little bit. I'm looking off screen to try to match the blur. I think that looks good. Kind of a shallow depth of field from a camera. I'll click apply. So now all the edges are nice and smooth. It kind of looks in the background, looks like it's in the background. Now, it's too bright or colorful or something. That's called saturation. So let's see if we can adjust the saturation. And you'll see me as I'm doing this. I don't remember exactly where they are. I'm going to do adjustment, then hue and saturation. So you'll see me poking around a little bit, and that's just kind of how this all goes. So I've got hue. Here's saturation. I want the image to be less saturated, so it's almost black and white. And I'm looking back here as I move this slider. So that's, if I move it all the way, we just get a full black and white. If I move it all the way to the right, it kind of glows orange. So I want it kind of down here in the negative, maybe 64, 63 range. That looks good. I'll click apply. So that's good for our background. Now let me pull this back over. Let's place this gray banner here, and then we'll place some text on top of it. So move that back off screen. So let's see, how might we do that? So layer, let's see, new layer. I don't think that was it. So let me do it's a Control Z or Command Z on my Mac. Let's see, what do I want here? I think maybe, yeah, I think I just want, now that's a gradient. Maybe I just want a shape. There we go. So here's a shape. The fill color, this is black, but I want to move it up a little bit. So I want dark gray. And then maybe about here, I'll just draw. I'm going a little bit off screen as well to make sure I get all of it. I can adjust this later. Okay, that's good. So I'll click back on this arrange tool, this arrow, and then click off of that. Okay, so that's good. I think maybe I want to slide that down. You'll see this pink, do you see that pink vertical line? If I move it to the middle, that says it's vertically or horizontally centered left to right. I'm going to move this down. I can always move these afterwards. Okay, so then I'm going to put that text, image editing without Photoshop. So let's see, the text tool is this T. And I'll type, do you want to add a new text layer? Add, sure. Image editing. I want that eventually to be all caps. So up here in our format, I want uppercase and center align is good. How about bold? We'll make that bold. And I don't want Playfair display. I'm not sure exactly. Is it Lato bold? Yeah, I think that's probably it. Let me move this actually over to the side. Now we've got too much space here. I think I can drag this over. There we go. I'm going to move this I'll bring back the other image and show you in a moment what this looks like, but this gray color is not going to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick this eyedropper. So I clicked on fill, and I could choose one of these colors here or drag this along and then pick a color in here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take something from the background. So I'll pick this eyedropper, and I want something that's this kind of light tan, maybe right there. That's good. Oh yeah, that's nice and bright. And I think probably our text, I can get rid of this by clicking this X. I think I want to make the text size bigger. Whoops, not that much. Yeah, that's good. And then I'm going to click off that. And then also, I think those letters are too close together. Let's see if I can remember how to do that. Is it here? Curve, background, outline, shadow. We're going to come back to outline at some point. See, this is line space. Oh, that's good. So we're at 0 now. I'm going to increase it. I don't think that's doing it. That would be between lines. So one line, first line, second line, third line stacked. Oh, there we go. It's a letter space, space between the letters. I'll do about maybe 8. And then click that X. Then click back on this arrow tool and click off of there. Oh, that's good. I may need to adjust this a little bit. We'll compare later. And then can I duplicate this? Yeah, so duplicate layer. And it might be, yep, it's right on top. So I'll just drag that right down. And then back, see here, if you see on this original one, we got this slightly darker and it's all lowercase. This is all uppercase, this is all lowercase. Looks like this is a little tighter, the letter spacing. So I'll drag that back off. So we got this one selected. And let's see, I'm going to scroll to make this a little bit smaller. So I think maybe, what is it wanting me to do here? I think it wants me to double click on it. Yeah. No, that's not it. So I'll click out of it. I probably need to be back on the text tool. Yeah, that's it. So now I've got the text menu up here. So let's see, that was uppercase. Turn that off. I wonder if there's a lowercase. I don't think there is. But probably what I need to do, I'm going to double click in here. I'm just going to type a lowercase I and a lowercase e. That's good. And then I want this to stretch out. Well, first of all, I got to change the text, don't I? Without Photoshop. Okay, so that's a little bit big. I'll make this a little smaller. I'm going to try to get it right on to where it's exactly the same width as the other. I might use the arrow. So I'm going to do down arrow. That doesn't seem to be doing anything. See, I'll just type it in. 78. Yeah, that's about right. Maybe 79 is right on the money. Okay, good. So if I drag this, yeah, so this green, do you see that green vertical line? That's really good. That says that's in line with the text above it. So now let's make this a little bit smaller, or sorry, a little bit darker. So I'll click this fill and I'll choose, let's see, I think I can just drag this down. Yeah, that's good. I'm going to make it maybe a little bit more orange. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, go back to the arrow tool and click out. Okay, looking good. I think maybe this could move down a little bit. And this could move down a little bit. There we go. That's nice. And then let's see what's next. We'll come back to this Pixlr logo, or no, let's go ahead and do that now. So we'll add this lemur, ring-tailed lemur later. So let's take care of that Pixlr logo. So we'll do, let's see, layer, add image as layer. This is just what we did on the background. And let's see if I've got my logo Pixlr. So it's that blue. So now we have a blue logo. I want that to be here in line. Maybe I'll make it a little bit smaller. I have to visually line it up. We're going to add an outline around it, but I want to make it this blue. I mean, it does kind of blend in with this, but eventually we're going to put that orange border around that lemur. So how about we make this orange? Let me see if I can remember how to do that. So filter, details, well, that's where we had the blur. Pixelate, halftone, outline, no. Adjustment, hue and saturation, that's close. We want, oh, color balance. Color balance. Okay, so can we just do it this way? Let's see. I'm not sure exactly which way to do it. We want more red, less blue. Oh, less blue. Sorry, I'm doing this in the wrong direction. More red, less green. Oh, now we're purple. Okay, this is going to take a little bit of experimentation, isn't it? That definitely goes up. Purple. Not sure exactly how to get orange out of these colors. That's not really going to work, is it? Maybe let's desaturate it. So where was that? Adjustment, hue, saturation. Let's desaturate it, which will make it gray. That's good. Now, wonder if we can just drag this over to, actually, we should just leave this on, shouldn't we? There we go. Just leave the saturation up. And this is what we should have chosen originally. So hue. And oh, we can click reset, by the way, and it'll return back to 0. Let's drag that back down toward the orange. I'm trying to visualize, I'm trying to look in this area to see which color. Okay, I think right about there. Maybe we'll brighten it a little bit. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, we got that. Let's go ahead and put an outline around it. So we have filter, outline, and I think 10 is probably good, but I think I want maybe that color. So this time there's no eyedropper. I just kind of move over there, and do you see that leaf shape? Just click that. Click OK. Whoops, apply. Okay. Let me choose the arrow and then click out in the, whoops, I did my mouse wheel by accident. Oh gosh, that's annoying. Okay, there we go. So that looks good. And let's see, I think we're down to the lemur now. And now we need to go over into this other tool here. This is pixlr.com/remove-background. That's how I got to this. And I'm going to do open image. And I need to find my lemur. Let's see, I think it's this one. No, that's a different kind of lemur. There we go. That's the one. Click open. And let's see, we want original full HD 1920. I think that'll be good. That's probably too big, but we can resize it down and click apply. Now, robots are hard at work here, trying to figure out, oh, it didn't work. Let's try that again. Click open, full HD, apply. Just trying to determine what's the background. Okay, so how about that? First try, that did really well. Okay, so then I think we need to download that. And I've already done that here. I've already saved that before. So I'm going to exit and then come back. But you would download that and then open it like I'm about to do. Layer, add image as layer. And then this was the result of that background, taking out the background. So that's way too big. Let's see if we can, do I need to hold down shift? No, if you hold down shift, you can do a different aspect ratio. If you don't hold down shift, it will retain. Well, it's behind that gray bar. So now we need to talk about layers. So over here in the layers palette, we've got each one of these is a different layer. So this is without Photoshop. Let me just put that above. I'm going to click and drag. Shape 4 is this gray background. That's good. The logo's fine. The streets in the background. Okay, so the lemur needs to be above the shape. We'll just put that here. And then let's see what looks nice. How about, I think it needs to be a little bit bigger. How about like that? Okay. All right. So now I'm going to leave it selected. See how it's got this blue outline. And then I'm going to do filter outline like we did for the Pixlr logo, except this time I want to sample that orange color. I'm going to use that. So I'm going to click right there on the logo and click OK. But I want to do twice the size, so I'm going to do 20. And then you'll notice this opacity. If I drag this down all the way, see how it goes completely transparent, like it's not even there. It's there, it's just all transparent. So I'm going to run this up to about, I think 50. No, I think I'm going to run it up to about 65. So do you see how we can see the buildings behind? That's nice, yeah. But it fills in this area between the tail and the log that the lemur's on. I need to adjust it now, but I'm going to click apply. Oh, it displaces it temporarily because we had the menu in the way, but that looks good. I think maybe, I'm not going to get this exact, but yeah, there we go. So anything else? Let me drag this other one in. I think we've covered everything. So we got the lemur, we got the outline, we got the background. I noticed that there's no green area over here. So I think this background has been zoomed in. I think that's the last thing with the logo here, all the text. Okay, so move that off. Yeah, so I can see that this city street image, it needs to be enlarged a little bit. So this green area, we want to get rid of that. So let's see. Need to move my view. I'm just going to do my mouse wheel down. Oh, there we go. It's a really big image. So let me go a little bit more. And I'm just going to click and drag and then center that back up. I think that does it. Let me do it a little bit more. Center that. Let me adjust it. Okay, I think that's good. Let me zoom in again with my mouse wheel. And there's a better way to do this. There's actually view, fit screen. Let me scroll back down and then Command 2 will go up. That's not quite right though, is it? I must have picked the wrong one. Let's see. Fit screen, Control 0. So if I do Control 0, there we go. It leaves a little area out there. So then let's see, did we get the background? I mean, it doesn't really matter if it looks exact. Now I can see there's that little thing there that's not really nice. What if we kind of move that right behind there? That's good. Yeah, that's better. But we've still got that green. Let's go over here. Okay, that's nice. Yeah, all right. That's not exactly the same. But I think everything's in place. We might want to adjust this a little bit and put it equidistant in here. How does I think the text, I can hold down Shift and select both of these together. Let's just kind of make this in between this space here. Whoops. So now we need to grab hold of this logo if we can. There we go. And now it's giving us that green vertical line. Okay, I'll click outside here. I think that's going to do it. I think my proportions are off a little bit, but anyway, you get the idea. So now we're done. So we need to export this. We could save it, which will save the Pixlr file format, which will retain all of these layers. That's always a good idea. And honestly, I should have been doing that all along. I should have done that at the beginning. So the let's see, yeah, I think this PXZ, complete Pixlr document for storage and collaboration, non-destructive. So save as, then I could save that, give it a name and then save that. But really what I want to do something simpler. So I just want to do export, quick export as PNG. So that's good. So I'll give that a file name. Let's see, video thumbnail, whoops, nail lemur. I'll just make this version 2. I've already got one here. And I'll click save. And then now, let's see if we've got a good PNG. Pixlr E completed. So that's this one here. So that's our image. So that's the completed image. I think that looks really nice. Anyway, I think that completes the demo. Hope this has been useful. There's millions of other things you can do with Pixlr, but this gives you a small handful of things that you can do to get you started. I might shoot some additional screencasts for Pixlr if people are interested. There's a lot more that you can do with it. But anyway, so hope that's helpful. Thanks for watching.